At certain points in life, it feels as if we are carrying the weight of the entire world on our shoulders. We ask ourselves questions that echo in our minds. Why me? Why now? Why does it feel like nothing ever goes right, no matter how hard I try? Pain doesn't usually come with warning. It arrives silently, subtly, yet its impact can be overwhelming. It drains energy, leaving you exhausted. That faith you once held so tightly begins to feel fragile. The idea that everything happens for a reason can start to feel like a cruel illusion. Even when hope seems distant, there is something within us that keeps us standing. It may not be hope exactly. It may simply be the necessity to continue, to keep searching for meaning, to persist in existing. And it is precisely in the state of raw vulnerability, when we have no more pretense to hide behind, that pain begins to reveal its hidden side. Pain is never random. It is not a punishment. It carries within it the seeds of transformation, even if we cannot see them at first. Part 1. The invisible hand behind the breaking. Pain often arrives like a silent thief. It disorients, confuses, and seems purposeless. Comforts we once relied on now feel distant. Clear paths become blurred. Yet even in the chaos, there is a precision at work, one we rarely perceive at first. Every loss, every setback, every disappointment carries a hidden meaning, slowly revealing itself over time. We live in a society obsessed with comfort. Quick solutions, shortcuts, and instant gratification are glorified. But the deeper laws of life do not reward ease. They reward cultivation. Pain is part of that cultivation. It does not destroy, it purifies. Think of a blacksmith working with metal. The fire does not exist to ruin the metal. It exists to remove impurities, strengthen it, and prepare it for its purpose. Pain functions in the same way. It does not come to break us, but to prepare us. Before we can grow truly strong, we must be emptied of what is superficial. We must lose what is false to make space for the real to emerge. Those moments when life feels like rubble are, in fact, fertile ground. Each heartbreak becomes compost for wisdom. Every silence teaches us to listen more deeply. Pain becomes the architect of depth, shaping our character, faith, and sense of purpose. As suffering quiets the ego, we begin to hear something far older than circumstance, something eternal. Life does not sculpt destiny hastily. It chisels slowly with intention. What seems like failure may actually be the foundation for something lasting. What appears to be lost may actually be protection in disguise. Part 2. Vessels of scars and bearers of light. When we finally emerge in the fire, something inside us changes. The urgency to be seen, to be validated, or to prove ourselves fades. In its place arises something far more powerful. Evidence that we have endured, survived, and evolved. Scars, once considered signs of weakness, now speak volumes. They tell a story without words. I've been there. I broke and I survived. In a world obsessed with perfection, nothing is more magnetic than authenticity. Those who have suffered deeply and chosen to heal become beacons, not through force, but through presence. Imagine someone who lost everything in a personal crisis, whether financial, relational, or emotional. They don't teach theories. They teach by experience. Their life becomes a living lesson. Their presence communicates what words cannot, resonating with those who are still struggling. The power that comes from pain is subtle. It does not dominate, it stabilizes. Those who have been tested by life no longer fear imperfection. They embrace it. Each step taken after suffering becomes part of a silent sermon, where life itself speaks more than words ever could. Surrender is a crucial part of this journey. Letting go is not giving up. It is releasing the illusion of control. It is allowing the unseen wisdom that guided your breaking to guide your becoming. True strength comes not from resisting the flow of life, but from aligning with it. When we surrender, we create space. Space for clarity, for peace, and for intuitive decisions. We stop striving to be heard, to prove ourselves, to control outcomes. In this state, invisible doors open, and what once seemed like loss transforms into opportunity. Experiences that once disqualified us now qualify us to carry depth, insight, and grace. Part 3, From Ruin to Rebirth. After the breaking, a new version of us begins to rise, slowly, quietly, almost unrecognizably. The pain that once felt destructive becomes the soil from which strength grows. Not everything is restored to its former shape. Some pieces remain fractured or altered, and yet these fragments create something more authentic, more grounded, and more powerful than before. Scars stop being flaws and become sacred markers of resilience. They are proof that life tried to break us and failed. From these wounds, compassion, empathy, and wisdom emerge. Those who have transformed through suffering do not just survive. They become guides for others still navigating pain. Their presence is a quiet light, requiring no applause, no validation. Pain ceases to dominate. It becomes a reference point. The universe does not use us for our perfection. It uses us for our redemption. When we carry our scars with acceptance, we become living proof that healing is possible, that growth is real, that suffering does not define the final chapter. What almost destroyed us becomes a roadmap for someone else. You are not the destination. You are evidence that the path exists. Every step you take after hardship becomes a silent declaration of strength, authenticity, and presence. Conclusion: pain as a catalyst for transformation. When we view pain through the lens of eternity, it ceases to be meaningless. It becomes the very path through which we are refined, humbled, and prepared for something greater. The universe does not put us through fire to break us. It puts us through it to shape us into something deeper, truer, and unshakable. The darkness we walk through today may be exactly where our roots are taking hold. And when the moment of rebirth comes, we realize that pain was never the end. It was the beginning of everything we were meant to become. Each scar, each setback, each heartbreak is no longer just a reminder of suffering. It is a mark of transformation. And it is this transformation that allows us to move through life with presence, compassion, and wisdom, becoming light not just for ourselves, but for others as well. Pain, when faced with courage and awareness, transforms into invisible strength. It is a silent guide, not only lifting us, but showing others that rising is possible, even when it seemed impossible. If this message resonates with you, and you want more guidance on healing, growth, and harnessing the power of life's challenges, make sure to subscribe to The Healing Vibe. Join our community, where we explore the path from suffering to strength and learn to turn every scar into a source of light.